Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Svitlo. Happy birthday to you.
Усім привіт! Ви на каналі Світло Ньюс, і ми продовжуємо запитувати наших вчителів та учнів про їх життя у світло.
Can you imagine your life without Svitlo?
Nope.
And why?
Big letters.
Well, I think that there's so many amazing things in Svitlo, but maybe the best is the atmosphere during the classes and all the support that everyone receives from the Svitlo members, the Svitlo students, and the Svitlo volunteers. Everyone does it not for money, out of financial reasons. They always do that because they are driven by their passion, to teach, to share the wisdom and knowledge, and to help. It's just so different from other schools, from Ukrainian schools. It sets the school really apart because you feel heard, you feel appreciated. You don't feel afraid of making mistakes or of saying something wrong. And I think that is what is so different about it. You just can be yourself, not put any roles on you. Just try new things, discover meaning in everything. And I think that is what it makes so special. The atmosphere, the friendliness, which is everywhere. It's like the love is in the air, and love is also in Svitlo.
So Svitlo School was very helpful in grounding me, I guess you might say. So giving me something good to do and positive and beneficial in my life. It was also helpful to bring me into sort of the interactions that one gets in a more normal organization. So as a violin maker, I spend a great deal of time by yourself. As you know, I was a sole proprietor, so it was basically, I was responsible for the whole business. So I got to make all the decisions, and I got to, so that's in some ways great, but in some ways it's also not healthy. It's good to go through all of the things that one has to go through in working with a team. And even with Svitlo School, I'm quite independent. Yulia and Gav give me a fair amount of leeway in what I choose to teach and how I teach it. But still, it was good to, just figuring out Zoom and how to reach students far away and how to be successful with the communications, even despite the language difference and some things like that. That was very helpful. Also to sort of a nice way to get me back on track of a more normal career situation. So that was helpful, yes.
Просто мені дуже сподобалося, що так багато людей могли ось там просто прийти, і ось так багато людей, так багато людей з різних країн приходять десь щодня і вчать нас щось нове.
I think atmosphere, just this atmosphere makes me feel magnificent, and it contains people and just the way that everything is going on.
I like that it's always different. I love that it's a space that you guys have control over, but also like I don't think you could teach anywhere else where I have the freedom to like not have to follow a curriculum, but I can just follow what would serve the people in the room. How do we build a community? That kind of freedom I don't see anywhere else, and I love the encouragement of it.
I have a couple students who have been with me for a long time, so it's so awesome to have them and to see the changes even in them that Svitlo School has had. Like they're just so vibrant and lovely to be with every week. I enjoy my lessons with them, and they bring smiles and laughter, and their knowledge is so great as well. And we learn from each other. It's so cool,
While I came from school, I just really want to sleep. I feel really asleep because every day I have 4, 6, 7 lessons every day. And then I just like went home and I just like connected to this school and they really give me energy, teachers and students, because we really communicate with each others and like really we can laugh and it's really give a big energy.
You're tired, you're like before school, after school,
Yeah.
and then you're like, oh, I can't do it. But then you join the Svitlo lesson and you're like, whoop, and you're energized, you're like full of energy.
Yeah.
And it really makes your day.
I think first of all it's like improve my speaking skills, and it also like help it's a little bit change my mind of thinking, because like maybe before Svitla I was not really self-confident about myself, so I think like, oh, it's very like very impressive goal, so maybe I cannot achieve it. But after Svitla I understand that everything you can like do everything and you can achieve everything. Like everything is possible. Impossible just takes more time. So yes, I think it's like the main change that Svitlo gives me.
Like Svitlo gave me a lot of new knowledges, new people, a lot of new acquaintances, and a lot of the lessons they giving me new knowledges, and but yeah, in some areas. So if I couldn't use it in my job future, it will be good for me in my life. Like
These little lessons, they're all in English, and in my school I have not so good English. But it's still my favorite school. It's my school, my Ukrainian school, and but Svitlo is wow.
You know that it's giving value to the people in the room because they don't have to be there. And that is, I think, quite special.
Well, definitely Svitlo contributed to my circle of friends because after joining, I found many people with whom I could spend my time. Even now, we just occasionally write each other. We just check up on each other's daily routines, and that's really awesome. Because firstly, because the one sole reason I joined Svitlo is because I wanted to enhance my language skills. But I didn't even expect that I would find friends here, and that's a really awesome benefit of this school.
To be honest, Svitlo school really developed me as a person, because when I was younger, I think 2 years ago, when I just joined the Svitlo from the beginning, I was really, really scared to that community because I'm really scared to meet other people, really. And what they can think about me and how I can be in their background. So yeah, that was really scared, and because of that, I really usually turn off my cameras, and I didn't want to speak with teachers because it was really scary for me. But yeah, but now I see the progress, and yeah, I don't scare people. That is the progress, and therefore, I want to be there and to help as much as I can. And yeah, and maybe my 100, no, not 100, and the first and the main goal also to be there at Svitla by my really, really old age. When I when I will become a grandmother, I would like to stay here.
Like most of the time, just enjoying lesson because I can get something from them and I can actually learn something. For example, investment club, like discussions are just for probably just for satisfaction. Like I mean, all of us like to communicate. Most of us do. So yeah, just For me, because it gives a lot of opportunities, is why like I know that I must join, even though I have like some spaces. So like the months where I like wasn't joining, and actually I blame myself for that, just because I didn't find time isn't like a great excuse just not to join lesson. I mean, you can always find time if you want to. So yes, that's it.
You know, this feeling when you come to the lessons and you just smile, and then other part of the day just, oh my goodness, everything is incredible, the sun is shining, and you know, you just feel these emotions. I can't explain it. It just, you know, you feel like you are shining, you know, and this inspires me. I like this community. It's like the second family. It's not like the words like second family. It's not like just simple. It's like it's really second family. That's I'm most of the time there, and I will be. You know, I imagine myself really old, but now in the Svitlo news, I just, hello guys, what new do you have?
I'm really tired, like always. But when I join Svitlo lessons, that's like that's fatigue, that's tiredness. Okay, it goes away. So and I think it's really because I have a wish to join these lessons, not because someone said you need to join it, or not because I have a responsibility to join it, because I just want to, because I like every topics on the lessons. I like the atmosphere. I like when I join the lessons, there are always something funny, and the people always smiling, and I feel like, wow. And I feel like it's like when I'm in my bed under my blanket with a cup of tea. I don't know, but it's really heartwarming.
The lessons are interesting, and there's like an opportunity to communicate with somebody my age, because like don't really have any friends around here to talk to, and that's something that kind of like makes me talk to somebody or something like that, because like I would just be living here and not communicating with anyone. So
okay,
I can communicate with someone.
Ну, ось просто ось коли я змогла починати вчитися в моїй англійській школі, ну, моя англійська школа називається Біна, і вона онлайн. Ну, і я знайшла дуже там багато ось нових друзів. Ну, ось можна сказати одним словом, що там можна там сказати, що ось просто там багато людей, наприклад, є діти з різних країн. Це не просто так, що там в українській школі, що там тільки ось українські діти, а там десь країни, там десь діти з інших країн, наприклад, Індонезії, Саудівської Аравії, щось таке.
Сфера. По-друге, це також дуже цікаві знання, яких, на жаль, не буває у школі нашій українській, що дуже засмучує. Також це, звісно, покращення рівня англійської та просто може знайти друзів, що дуже також гарно.
Curiosity, 1000%, because I know that English opens you a really huge perspective in your life and gives you a lot of future possibilities. And I thought I needed. I thought in one moment I thought I really need English, so let's focus my future on English to have a wider choice of wider even career choice. And yeah, from this curiosity to English, everything started. Yeah, and that's my motivation every day to improve my English, to study in Svitlo, to join every lesson. Yes.
I just enjoyed it. It brings me a lot of happiness, and I remember every moment, and most of them associated with Svitlo, and Svitlo gives me a lot of things, and these people who are there. I met a lot of friends, a lot of new people, and I'm really grateful for it because it's inspiring me, and I'm so happy that I'm here, and I would be here.
I think I can say one thing. I think all the things in Svitlo is very special, and we can say only one, because events, they are really interesting. Channels, they are really interesting too. Lessons, this is another really interesting. This is like really special, interesting lesson. And I think like that.
Some of them are very like not the same as in Ukrainian school. That's like an astrophysic or maybe story making, and when we can talk on different topics that we haven't in Ukrainian school. This is so interesting. It's not only these lessons, but it's very long to talk about all of them.
Svitlo like have a big influence in my life because at first I found there a lot of friends, and I'm very grateful to this. Svitlo school teach me how to do that you want and how to resolve this that could help you, for example, in the future. So yes, the main thing that Svitlo school teach me to reach your goals.
The best thing about Svitlo is, I think, the atmosphere, the people, the community. Everyone is nice, kind, loving, compassionate. Everyone is eager to learn. Even if you express your opinion and it's different, you won't be seen as a white crowd, which is very, very important in modern days. So yeah, I think you are comfortable to be around people.
In my opinion, the best thing about Svitlo is that you can get new skills, new language skills and experience. Yeah, and you can have new friends there and meet teachers.
You guys are very, very bright. You're very intelligent. You're very devoted. Your life experience is unique from the fact that you all experience a really severe struggle that most people can't even imagine. And to be resilient in the face of that, it's just it's nice to be around people who draw from their inner self that kind of resilience. You know, it's there's a lot of people in the United States who are very privileged and who at the same time feel very entitled. And how do I word this carefully? I'll be blunt. It's unpleasant to be around a lot of the time. And so I hate to say that your struggles are a gift to you somehow. That's sort of a terrible thing to say. But I know that I've gone through some, I would consider severe challenges. Some things that the world has thrown at me that really aren't right. And I've had to be resilient in the face of that. And I feel that that gives a deeper and more meaningful and life and opportunity for more reflection and opportunity for a more humanistic connection with other people. So I see in young people in the Svitlo school something similar to that, which is developing naturally within you. And it's nice to encourage it. It's nice to be there as maybe a little tiny bit of a guidepost. And it's nice. Well, of course, I have to say that the school is incredible. Yulia is incredible. She has this.
So when I'm at the lesson in Svitlo school and I'm participating with children, with teachers, I'm really motivated, and I wanted to continue learning English and learning English in Svitlo school because it's really, 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 really amazing.
I've definitely found more friends here, so I was kind of before, I think I was disappointed kind of in teenagers. It can be tough to say because I am a teenager, but I was kind of disappointed because maybe I'm in the wrong place with the wrong people. But after Svitlo, I was like, oh, there's a hope and a lot of such nice souls, and they all are so beautiful inside and out. And I found really great people here with whom I keep speaking, keep talking every day, and with whom I'm just so happy and lucky that I've met them. Also, I'm more confident in talking in public. So I was confident before, but maybe I was like, someone else can talk in public, but there was a foresight company lessons in Svitlo, and I remember one person said like, there are everyone is afraid of talking in public. Everyone is nervous, but only the people who don't afraid it and who do it through all the fears and all of that stuff, who still do it, they are the leaders. And I think it's kind of changed my mindset. I'm more, I don't know, I'm like, it's not that deep, you can do it, like. But I also love that Svitlo like connected the people, not only teenagers from different parts of the world, but just teenagers who are like so interested in learning language. They are not like, so not always lazy. They want to do something, they want to create, they want to learn, they want to improve themselves. And this is like what I was searching for, because it's quite complicated when your circle of friends like not that kind of people, and you're like, oh,
it's light and kindness. I think everyone who, like a teacher or administrator or helper who are involved in Svitlo school, they have very big heart, and they're happy to share this big heart with others. And every person very supportive, very professional, and even if they don't know something, they trying to know it, even it's hard for them. And they, I don't know, they, on the way, they're like real soldiers, but on another side,
I didn't really know what to think because it is unique. There has never been this kind of situation where a country is in the middle of a war and someone sets up an online school. So I didn't have any expectations. I was worried to start with because I wanted to be sure that what I was doing was useful and that was good for the children. I wanted it to be something that would be nice and relaxing for children. I didn't want it to be too hard work. You have our lessons come at the end of the day. You've already had a busy day. So I had no expectations, but Yulia and Daria are very, very supportive and helpful. So, that the community of volunteers is also a very good thing. We get support from each other, and that's a really nice thing to have.
I don't know. I think bunch of lively, intelligent, amazing kids going through a tough war, and how they can just hold themselves up, going through all this and still able to wanna, to have the thirst to learn and share ideas and express. And I think, well, the Svitlo means light, I guess, right? It just represents, all the kids that are in the class, I think they represent the school itself, I think, I mean, they're all very special kids, having to go through the current situation, so, I've said this before, I've gone through 2 severe dysfunctional depressions, and then having been diagnosed as bipolar. Plus, I've always been very intrigued about human, like the way how we feel and just the psychology of it. So I think learning what the kids are going through and also kind of grasping their emotions and the way they're expressing their feelings, it does give me the feelings back of what I'm seeking in a way, like, which is the human side of it, you know, that life is not perfect, but there's always some connection we can make. And I think that's what it gives me. I feel connected in return with the kids, that we're not alone, and there are people that we can share these very complex emotions with, and that can be something very powerful, you know, and we can feel a lot of support through it. It's better to share it with somebody than just, you know, holding it all inside. I think it's kind of healing in a way.
At that time, I was just after my injury, so it was like 5 months after. It was like a peak of problems because I didn't play football for 5 months. It was kind of psychological, you know, problem that I didn't play football for such a long time, and I started having problems walking because of injury. So it was like bad. I was depressed, you know, and at that time it was summer, you know, because like summer everyone playing football and I'm just have problems with walking, so it was kind of not the best time. So Svitlo was kind of chance maybe to find something new, because if not Svitlo, I don't know what I would do, like all day long, just sitting in my phone or something like that. So it just, yes, like some big opportunities for me, because actually I didn't speak English on such level as I do now. So I feel comfortable to go in every country, and I know that I would able to say something and people would understand me. So.
All we ever see is this bit of each other, but we're connected in a very special way. And I do hope that one day we're able to meet each other and see each other, preferably in Ukraine.
2 years ago at this time, it was early days of the full-scale invasion, very sad times, and like, you know, living in misbelief every day. I was thinking of what I can do to help, or thinking of people I could try and help. So I got in touch with my teacher in Zaporizhia that used to teach me, and we started chatting, and she expressed her concern about the children in the school that she was teaching, that obviously, you know, there's lots of danger, there's early days of the war, but also the children are not in school. So they are, you know, it's a chaos, parents are worried, and there's no education. So we organized some lessons, and the rest is history. I think in the first 2 weeks we had around 100 children joining, and it was great because Ukrainian teachers were bringing in their classes, so we had large groups straight away, didn't have to advertise. And then those children started bringing their friends, etc., etc. And I think we managed to build an amazing atmosphere and amazing school because of all the people that joined Svitlo. So it's all the volunteers who come, you know, every time and shine light on you. It's all the people who helped us with the website, with registering as a charity, with everything else. So that's how Svitlo is growing and will keep on growing, I'm sure. As you know, Svitlo was invited to Sky News on Friday, and I was lucky enough to be Svitlo's voice to speak up for all of you. I wasn't speaking for myself, I was speaking for all of you. And then I was going back home, and it was very nice. They sent a lovely taxi for me, and the driver came out and opened the door, and they sat down, and they went to the studio, and they came back, and I was driving with this lovely taxi, and I was thinking that I'm carrying all of you and all your voices and all your stories, because obviously it was the day of the assembly, and we had 3 children sharing their stories, but each one of your stories is amazing. And I thought that 2 years ago, I would have never thought. It wasn't even ever a plan. I had some experience with charity, and obviously I worked with children and working with children all my life, but never, ever, ever did I think that it would become so amazing. And I think what surprised all of us the most is the actual pupils and how you connect and how you become friends and how you help and how you appreciate. And I don't know what the magic recipe is. Maybe no homework. That's why we're so successful. I don't know. No homework, no uniform, no need to wake up early. But again, I think it's the people that make it happen.
You know that I even couldn't imagine that like it will be like it would be part of my life. So like that, first of all, it was just like a help, and we are like very small, and now I see that how the big our wings are, you know, and
Yeah.
how the big of impact on you, and like a lot of things is going on around the Svitlo. I think that me, Julia, couldn't imagine we can achieve. We didn't put this sense, this meaning in Svitlo. We just, I think that we just want to help, and then we found more and more opportunities, like with trips. You know that the last year it was just something big, even. Couldn't believe in it that just some companies, some camps provided us with places, and we can just gave it to children. So for this year, Julia understood that we would have it, and we can even plan something. So, and it's like in another questions, you know, that we just try to do something, and then we see the result, or sometimes even, you know, that it's not about me to try some things. And I very grateful Julia that she showed me this way, so we just can try and then see how it can be. So we just do something and then get some result. And it's very interesting that also students, you are very helpful, and you do a lot of job for Svitlo, like have you like help this development, have you took a lot of things that we have never reached this result without you, apparently. So
I'd love to see Svitlo grow, both its offering in terms of the number of students we can work with and the number of volunteers we have, but also create the curriculum we're putting together and the work we're creating being able to be something that becomes a self-sustaining, generating project where we're able to sell that material into schools to fund the work we do elsewhere. And I think that would be something that would be really powerful if we got to a point where we had this, because we've got amazing volunteers with amazing skill sets that are often not available in the school situation and school setting, be it retired teachers who have got decades of experience that are being lent to us, or former managing directors of global banks and people that are entrepreneurs and setting up their own business. We've got such a vast range of experience in all different fields, and it really excites me of how we can start to bring that together to allow us to generate a self-sustaining fund for Svitlo as time goes. So I'd love to see that. I'd love to see more volunteers. I'd love to see more students, and I'd love to see longer term it be something that grows from here, but beyond working with students in Ukraine to working with any student that's impacted by conflict, whether it be Gaza at the moment, whether it be people who are impacted by civil conflict in wherever in the globe it happens, or whatever it looks like. And I think I read a statistic that said that there hadn't been a day on Earth without a war since the 1800s. So when you look at that and you think of there's constantly children being impacted by conflict, I think that it would be pretty special if this became something that could grow from here, to be able to work across all conflicts and give all students an access to the education that we're working to provide.
I can tell from my side, I don't know, I'm sure Julia has even greater plans for everything, but I think from my side, what I want to contribute with is a more closer link with my university, because I discovered that my university is very supportive and they're now offering a lot of things that we could collaborate on. So hopefully that, and then hopefully even more lessons. I know that Svitlo is working on really nice curriculum that would be like quite well-rounded. So it would be able to offer like really nice, well-rounded education. And yeah, I think there are like a couple of more collaborations that are coming and partnerships that are quite exciting. I don't know when it's going to happen, but I know there is like some things that we've been working on. So hopefully we'll see that soon.
Yeah, future plans. I mean, some of our plans just shape, like again, they come to us. So it's hard to plan, because we would have never, if I had a plan, like any business, if I started a business and I wrote a plan, I would have never this would have been 10-year plan probably, not 2-year plan. So you dare to dream, and sometimes, you know, the dreams are bigger than plans. For Svitlo, one of the main things is to obviously keep on supporting the way we do, but even become better, maybe more structural, maybe have more partnership with schools where we can send more children in summer. But also, now that our kind of first generation of children is growing, so 17, 18-year-olds, etc., we need to develop that department in a way where we look after our 18-year-olds and above, and maybe get them some jobs in Svitlo and have the funding to support them in studying and you know, everything else. So that's one big plan. But also the other side of it is to cater more for children whose English is not at the right level when they start. So what I want is to make sure that we are more accessible to children who don't have very good English skills. Maybe try and reach out to small towns, villages, even orphanages, where there are ambitious, hardworking children, but the circumstances around them are even worse than, you know, in our kind of average Svitlo child. So for that, we will need specialist teachers in English who would work in small groups, and ideally have a child for like 3 or 6 or 9 months or even a year, just teaching English. No homework, no uniform still. Maybe some homework, you need that for English, I think. But then get them to the level where they can join all other lessons and speak to native speakers and not be scared, and, you know, and then kind of develop through the main school.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that our future generation will be, I don't know, fluent English speakers because of Svitlo School.
I hope so. That's the aim. Make Ukrainians speak English.
As I mentioned probably before, I was a dark person, very close, and I was kind of child because I was sitting. I'm not sure that for me it was like teenage age. I was become more happiness, more I give some people's smiles, and that's for me totally free, you know, without any back, you know. I forgot what the word. You know, when people back to you the smile, I mean, just give the smile, that's okay. And I become more probably more open. I'm like not close. I'm trying to, you know, to explain it's like it's okay to talk with stranger, even if that's teacher. I doesn't know him, but that's okay to talk with him my problems and scaries in my life. you know, this discussion's quite strange, but okay.
Like I became more communicative because when I was little, I was like really, when some kid like came to me and said like, hey, let's be friends. Like I wanted to just walk away and like, yeah, I was very cross about this kind of thing, to learn some, to like experience something new and stuff like that.
На перших уроках я так трохи хвилювався, не дуже розумів, про що ж вчителі говорять, але потім уже наступний, за тиждень десь мені полегшало, і я вже так виходив на уроки з радістю, і все розумів, і співпрацював з вчителями, з дітьми, і було потім ставало веселіше і веселіше.
Don't be afraid of speaking with students and teachers, because many people, and me at the start, afraid to say maybe one word. They were sitting in the lesson and be quiet, but don't do it. You need to speak with everyone, because if you don't do it, you can't speak in the future, because you don't have, I don't know this word. You can do it. You can do it.
My motto is wake up and ask yourself, how am I going to make this day a fun day? A fun day. I look for fun. Yeah. What can I do to make this day a fun field?
Best ways to like find your goal. Like, I mean, planning and all of those things are wonderful. I'm a big planner, but find your people is like going to be my message of the day. I feel like it helps keep you grounded. It helps keep you hopeful. And we can find them in so many places. And also go easy on yourself. Like, I think we also forget in all the empowerment and motivational stuff to just remind ourselves, actually, especially during times where we see so much suffering in the world, to remember sometimes like there are systems that are just in place that create barriers other people don't have to get through to even be able to do what you're doing, to be able to commit to coming to lessons every day, to be able to like learn multiple languages, to be able to move from your home. All of those things are incredible skills, but incredible resilience. And even just doing that is like a goal I wouldn't be able to achieve, you know? And you can spend so much energy just doing those things that you don't think about as goals. You think about them as stuff you have to do and you just get on with it. But like, be easy on yourself, because all of the, like, you know, so much can be set against you that other people don't have to deal with. And we need to remind ourselves, if we're not achieving those goals, maybe we're doing all this other stuff that we just don't, we just take as, I don't have any other choice. I'm just, to survive, I need to do this. So to be doing that is enough and is incredible.
I just think, you know, you got to believe in yourself and believe in your goals. And when you believe, it's just, it'll happen, right? I think everybody in life, you know, you just kind of got to set your goals and believe in them, and they'll materialize, they'll happen. When you believe, you will achieve. So yeah.
Everybody should have motivation in their life, and for me, it is a Svitlo school. They show us the best example of how, and most important, why we should be more kinder in our lives. And for everybody, it could be different goals, different points of view, different motivation. For example, good future, or just knowledge, and that's okay, because for me it's also important. But I suppose I have motivation from Svitlo school, from Svitlo team, from this light, and this school inspires me the most and makes my life brighter.
If students do those two things, they work hard, they are kind to each other and they do their best, then they will be very successful. Because I think kindness is one of the most important things that we can all practice, because we do have to practice. It doesn't always come easily. We do need to practice, and we need to do it all the time. And we need to remind ourselves when we're not being kind. And I think at Svitlo, there is kindness. It was set up by somebody who wanted to do something. It was set up with love. It was set up with kindness. And I think kindness goes through the veins of Svitlo. And everyone who engages with Svitlo brings kindness, and brings kindness out of other people as well.
So my piece of advice would probably be try to be kind, even when you don't really feel like being kind. And most importantly, try and be kind to yourself. Yeah. And if you do get an occasion when you're not very kind or you have mean thoughts, don't punish yourself. It's okay sometimes, but don't dwell on it. Don't keep worrying. Keep smiling.
It's something basic, like probably believe in yourself, but I think would be I think my number one advice would be kind. If you're kind, if you don't judge people, if you believe in kindness of others, I really think that positive attracts positive. So sometimes it's hard to be kind, but I think even being ruled by kindness is probably more powerful than being rude back. And I'll give you an example. My grandmother was a very big role model in my life. Unfortunately, she died when I was very young, but she kept on saying, study English, study English. So actually, when she died, I moved to the English school 11 by myself. I went to the head teacher and he was like, I'm changing schools. I was only 13, I think, or 14. So she was a big push in my kind of decisions in life. And I remember we were at the cottage and there was the neighbor who was like throwing fish bones or something across our fence. And there were lots of flies and my grandmother was annoyed. And obviously I was like, oh, this is outrageous, blah, blah, being, a bursty teenager. And then my grandmother next day, she started cleaning, like swiping the floor, the ground near our house. And then she started swiping the ground near her house as well, cleaning for her, basically. And I was like, Babushka, what are you doing? Like, she's so mean to us. And she's like, it's okay, it's okay. She will wake up and be ashamed of what she has done. And I thought that was so powerful, because what you could do, you could argue, you could like start throwing things back at her. But if you're kind and if you're, don't be a pushover, don't let people, make you do things, and obviously say no. It's all very important. But by kind of smart kindness, I think you can make lots of people do things that they wouldn't do otherwise.
We are trying to give the feeling to our students that they're capable of everything, that they should not fear that someone's saying to them, you're not clever enough, you're not beautiful enough, you're not successful enough. They should fight it, because they're beautiful, they're wonderful, young people who are capable of a lot of things. And as long as they believe in themselves, they would do it, because it would be always people who will support them, and it will be always people who would not like them. And that's fine, just leave that one behind. Go with the ones who support you, and you will succeed.
So no matter what you do, you will encounter difficulties here and there and everywhere. Sometimes you'll get a swoop and you'll be like on a slide sliding down, and everything will be going your way, and people will be giving you scholarships and people will be encouraging you, and so then it will be easy to keep going in that direction. But inevitably something will come up. Either you'll get a job with a difficult boss or a difficult coworker, or you'll just encounter natural challenges that the world presents. The world presents people with difficult situations and difficult circumstances all the time, and the choice to throw yourself into that is something. Or as a violin maker, you might lose your studio and have to find a new studio. You might make a series of violins that are sort of mediocre, and then you get one that's quite a lot better, and it encourages you. So there are little bits of encouragement, and there are lots of obstacles that come up along the way. And so if you enjoy the activity, or if you're passionate about it, or if it's meaningful to you in some kind of deep way, then you will naturally bypass the obstacles. So for example, with no studio, I was in Chicago. I said, well, I'm going to keep looking until I get one. And eventually I found one. So, my first attempt at getting a studio did not work out. But then I kept looking, and I waited, and a few months, it took 3 months, I think, but eventually I got it. And then I was able to make some of the violins that I'm most pleased with. So if you enjoy the activity, I actually enjoy the process of making a violin. Then you will naturally, you might be a setback, you might change direction for a little bit, but somehow or other your passion will bring you back to doing what's important. And if it's something not necessarily like a hobby kind of interest, but if it's something that that you feel very strongly about based on your values or your moral connection or something, that will guide you. You can have confidence that will be there with you. And so you'll encounter the setbacks, and you'll naturally find your way back. And that's sort of the way. That sort of defines what is the way for you, is the things that you find your way back to.
I think time management is a key point that you need, because it's very important to plan your day, your week, your months, so you will be really organized.
Time management is really important, and time management is a really important thing that you should manage to do, because if you know what you need to do during the day, you will do it, everything. Because, for example, I just have a small schedule near me, and I know that I need 2-3 hours a day to study my homework for my school. Then I know that I spend 2-3 hours a day in Svitlo school. And just plan not by the things you need to do during the day, but just plan by hours. So every hour you know what to do. And try to give you the greater amount of time for something, because it's better do something faster in a small amount of time and have a break and use this time for a break, then because some people put in their schedule too much things, and that's not really good, because you are not dedicating the right time to everything. Just manage your time, take it easy, don't put too much stuff, and everything will be okay. Like, the main thing, remember that a day you have 24 hours a day, so you can put real much stuff there.
It was a real journey to study at Svitlo, and so everybody who is willing to obtain knowledge and who is willing to maybe even get new friends, you can join.
I guess because it's been born out of something that is really bad. It's been born out of war, and that war has upset and upturned a lot of lives in Ukraine, and it continues to do so. And I think anything that is good, that is born out of badness, is very special, because it requires a lot of thought, it requires a lot of care, and it's very fragile. And I think we all know that it could stop. It could stop very easily. So we want to look after it. We want to make sure that people who are involved with it also take care of it and also value it. And so I think we all have a very common emotion towards it, and we want it to remain a special place. It's funny, isn't it? Because in an ideal world, Svitlo wouldn't exist. Because if there was no war, if people's lives hadn't been disturbed in such a way, we wouldn't have a need for this school.
Yeah.
And if the war ended tomorrow, would there be a need for Svitlo? I like to think yes, there would. But I also am a realist and think, well, the need may have gone. And I think that's probably also what makes it very special, is that we all wish that we didn't have to have this way of teaching, this way of knowing each other. But we do. But we also hope that one day this need will go. It's a really difficult thing to think about. My wish for you would be that you didn't have to do this. I'm really glad that we do it, but my wish for you is that we didn't have to do it.
My life has changed a lot with Svitlo, and definitely for the better. I'm very sad, and it makes me very sad that this situation has arisen and you're in the position to need or to want, I don't know if it's a need, you will willingly do it, and that you know, to be part of Svitlo in the community. So that does make me very sad that you have been forced into this position. Yeah. For its birthday, I would like to, I know it's an impossible wish, but I wish the war was over. However, even when it's over, I hope we continue Svitlo School. I hope it continues beyond, yeah, even if it's different. But what I really wish is that I wish for you all to be safe, you all to reach your dreams and continue being the fearless, wonderful, happy people that you are.
I have desires that like atmosphere in Svitlo stays the same, like kind and supportive that it is now. And you know that with some things I just want not to bring any changes. So in this case, in terms of atmosphere in Svitlo, like it should be stay like this. So I believe and I know that we will develop and become bigger, but I really want that we stay on the same stage in terms of atmosphere we are now, because it's just like a family. And even like the lesson that I did about, maybe I told you on the last student council meeting about the poll. We want to ask you very private questions, but you know, we want to do it in terms to be close to you, yeah. And all about Svitlo, it's when you like for me, when you are friends with all these children, like especially with student council. And I like even these moments that we are interested in your life, that like everything about Svitlo, it's something deep, like and I really want that we Svitlo will stay like this in the future, and nothing that will happen in the future, like some achievements. You know that when it can be very dangerous for some institutions. When you become bigger, you can lose something. And what I want that we not to lose this atmosphere, that's meaning like inside of Svitlo, between Svitlo people.
Yeah, I also do believe that the atmosphere is very special. So
yeah,
I also feel not to lose it, and I am sure that it will stay the same.
Like it's very nice to hear. So you know that all we put in Svitlo, what we try to create, you also feel the same. So
Well, what I wish for Svitlo is just to stay the same. It's actually what Daria in the interview said as well, that she wishes that Svitlo will always stay the same. It all started as a small project, right, for just some students in a regional school in Ukraine, but then it has grown so fast, and now it's such a big project with hundreds of students, and they all they all feel that impact of Svitlo. So I do wish more heights for Svitlo, so Svitlo will achieve the greatest heights and so many developments on its way. But I wish Svitlo stayed the same, like the friendliness of people, all this love and support of children. That everyone really feels like he or she belongs to the place, this sense of belonging and support. I think that is what great and what really differentiates Svitlo from other schools. So I wish for Svitlo to stay the same, but definitely reach the new heights, never stop growing. And yeah, I think for Svitlo, nothing is impossible. So that's maybe what everyone should understand, that it's maybe we all that is all is just a beginning of a big, great, remarkable journey, and we're just at the starting point of it. So I do wish for Svitlo the greatest heights that maybe now we can't even imagine, but they will come undoubtedly.
Keep growing. Just find some weaknesses, fix it, keep growing, make it better, give more chances for kids, not only for kids, also for teachers. But it's very interesting scope.
Oh, I want to wish the Svitlo School to just to increase, like to become bigger and bigger and more successful, to have more teachers, to have more fine students, and just to make this fine community better. Oh, sorry, I'm not not better, but bigger. Yeah, I'm forgetting words today. Yeah, and to make this community bigger, because this community is awesome. Because I really like all the people here. I just once I found myself on the thought that all people in Svitlo, they are so kind. They're so hardworking, because I just know how it's difficult to start doing something. I mean, when I came to Svitlo, I was like, I don't want to attend lessons. I'm lazy. But then when I just began doing that, I understood that I won't stop, because I just liked it. I understood that it's such an opportunity that I can't lose, and I now understand that all people in Svitlo think I think the same thing, and that's wonderful, because I really like people who want to improve themselves, to be better, to know more, and that is actually the community of Svitlo School, and that's why I want to wish this school just all the best things, because it is a place where we can find like-minded people, and that's so important. Yeah. So I wish Svitlo just all the best.
What is my wish to the birthday? Just to keep going, shine bright, Svitlo lights. So yeah, our really, really important phrase. And I think that is our mission, just to shine bright, Svitlo lights. So yeah, I really want that Yulia and Daria, they keep going with their amazing projects because they really gives it us a new life. Like, as for me, I don't know how about other, but as for me, they really give me, another personality, another person, another side of person. Because yeah, as I said it before, I was really shy. I was really scared of people, and I thought that I will live in the islands where there is no people, because I was really scared. So yeah, but right now, Svitlo give me a hope in the good future. And yeah, therefore, I really want to become a part of, like, a full part of Svitlo School. I know that we are all part of Svitlo School, but in the future, I want to become just someone who can give more, because yeah, I think that in our life we should to give more, not to take, but to give. And because of that, you can just develop not also other people, yeah, but yourself, because you give.
Мабуть, продвигатися більше, робити їм, робити більшого для учнів, якщо, хоча вони і так роблять дуже багато для учнів. Це приймати їх дуже тепло. Це, ось знаєте, ось всього найкращого, як кажуть. Тому що ось всього найкращого розширюватися, більш учнів приймати.
Of course, I wish that the school won't stop developing itself, because it's really worth to exist. Yeah. And therefore, I want to wish all the volunteers, all the students, and organizers to keep going and doing whatever it takes to provide a nice place for education, for friendship, and for just to provide an comfortable and friendly community. And I believe that it's going to be so, that the school is going to develop and grow, only develop forwards, not backwards.
So I would say that I would actually want Svitlo to become probably the monopoly over the Ukrainian online school, like over all of the others, all of others Ukrainian online schools, just because Svitlo has a great potential, just because it has this wow factor that actually the native speakers are teachers, and we also have very great community. We have a great system. I still think that they need some improvements in their marketing, just because, at some point, the war isn't now such a great concern as it was before. People start to just continue their lives, and nowadays people must find some new ways to attract other students, I would say. But anyway, I see Svitlo as the biggest educational platform in Ukraine. Yes, that's it.
The biggest advice for me, something that I understood in a couple of last years, is try to use any opportunity you have. It might be scary, it might be a bit nerve-wracking, and you might be a bit anxious of doing it. But either way, it's going to work out fine one way or another. You're going to learn whatever it is, and it's going to be useful for you in the future. So just try to do whatever you can, whatever you're interested in, and yeah, just don't lose any opportunities.
I wish the Svitlo School that Svitlo School will become more popular, more successful, and I wish all the best.
It's about wishing for peace for everybody, for a peaceful community. I mean, as I just said, I want the war to end, and for me, the idea that there are many children who can't go to school, who are living under these very difficult circumstances. So I think my wish is for peace.
Я бажаю процвітання, щоб про цю школу дуже круту, неймовірну, дізналися набагато більше, ніж зараз, ще більше приєднувалися. І я не знаю, але це просто неймовірно. Я бажаю успіхів також і всім вчителям, які роблять такий великий, неймовірний труд. Вони реально допомагають в такий тяжкий час нам, українцям. Це просто це безкоштовно, реально.
Не кожен може.
І тільки всього найкращого, тому що, ну, я не знаю, але це просто неймовірно.
Так.
The best of luck, first of all. But I don't. This is going to sound really silly thing to say. I don't think I would wish Svitlo particularly anything, because Svitlo is bigger than any wish I could make of it, because it's powered by the people that are part of it, and the students, and the driving force in the likes of Yulia and Daria and everyone who help lead the charity, and you guys, you're amazing. The students are just fantastic, and I think that because of that, Svitlo will always be okay. It's always bigger than any wish that anyone could make on it, because you all power it. I think the one thing that I hope we're able to now use and see over the next year is get to the point where Svitlo isn't needed, but you guys want to come. So the conflict ends. It's not needed in the same thing, but you still want to come and be a part of it because of the work we do. That would be my wish. I think that if we get to the point where you don't need us, but you want us, then things are looking good. And if we can get there that year, this next year, that'd be amazing, because it'd mean that there was a sustainable peace in Ukraine, and we were in a position where you still wanted to come and see us and do those extras and everything else, but you didn't need to. That would be my wish. But for Svitlo itself, it doesn't need a wish, because you guys are awesome, and you.
I will probably wish more wonderful students, more, like, we are all wonderful here, but more people we are in Svitlo, greater we can do Svitlo. I mean, I met here wonderful people, wonderful teachers, wonderful pupils, wonderful teenagers like me. I mean, I have quite a lot of friends from Svitlo during my last time, yeah. And I wish the Svitlo school definitely more pupils, so good pupils and teachers like we already have, to make Svitlo school even better.
My wish for Svitlo school is get more teachers from other countries, and will be more interesting. Will be some new information, some new cultures, and more and more. And I wish for Svitlo school all happy, and will be always happy, and luck, and all good things, I think.
For Svitlo's birthday, I want to wish development of Svitlo students and Svitlo school exactly to rise up and be much more higher and higher in your studying, and how people talk about Svitlo. I know that not much people know about this incredible school, and it's very sad in some way. And I want to much more people know about it. And I can go to someone on the street and ask, what do you know about Svitlo school? And I have a lot of information about it. It's all, and I love Svitlo. I wish you the best wonderful moments in Svitlo school life.
The main thing, I'm really grateful, and I suppose every student very grateful for this work, for this school, for this education, for this knowledge that you share with us totally free. It's so confusing because it's totally free, but thank you because it's very free. I mean, every
Yeah.
student can have this knowledge. So, second, the main thing, please grow Svitlo and have peace. Because as I mentioned before, every flower needs to grow to the sun, but maybe not too close because you can burn. But please, you must have this grow, this high. You just should to grow. You can't stop at the same place. You must to see the light and the sun. And also about peace. We have such friendly atmosphere that I doesn't want to lose, and we should to maintain this vibe atmosphere with friends and friendship.
Я доробила, майже я доробила, але майже цей 10-9, хто зна скільки годин стали однією годиною. Просто подивись на це, Просто купа матеріалу, ще оце треба дорізати. Там ще чекаємо відео, але ну, це прогрес. Обрізаний, але так, супер, капці прекрасні. Це зайчики. Прекрасні зайчики, в мене є мишки.
Кому-то є мозг.
You're fluent, Elisa, in Japanese. I'm sorry.
It's
with my-
Spanish.
This love and gracefulness from Svitlo vlog.